Hello, greetings, everybody. My name is James. I am from the internet, and today we are going to discuss the final flailing death throes of the Trump 2020 campaign and an end to the reign of 45. Hey, now if you're a Trumper and you're watching this and you're about to check out because, oh yeah, look out, here's some lefty person. He's going to say mean things about Trump. Here you go. I'm going to throw you a bone before we start. Donald Trump is officially going to be in the record books. He is going to stand out amongst all other former United States presidents, as he will be the only president to have been impeached once, only served one term, and lost the popular vote twice. So I want to give it up before he rides off into the sunset and does whatever retired 74-year-old bankrupt people do. I mean, I'm not talking about financially. I'm talking about morally. Technically, he's not bankrupt until all those personal loans that he owes Deutsche Bank. Yeah, they come due in like 2022, I think. So morally bankrupt, totally. Financially bankrupt, soon. Right, Donald? I mean, can't argue. So with everything that's been going on for the last week, between the, 1,000 MAGA March and the Proud Boys and the QAnon nutters and all the other insanity going on, I realized I haven't actually checked Donald Trump himself in days. Very unlike me, I know, but I've been so caught up in the happenings of his followers, I haven't really had time. The other reason I haven't really checked up on Trump lately is because he kind of went quiet. And anybody out there who's ever had an infant or a toddler or a small child knows that if, you have your kid in the other room playing and you hear him banging away and making noise and shit's getting destroyed, you're okay because, you hear what they're doing. When that kid goes quiet, oh, that's when you got to be worried. You're like, wait a minute, I haven't heard him in like 5 minutes. And that's when you go in and you realize, he's been peeing on the walls or some other ludicrous thing that children do. So much like those petulant small children, since Donald Trump has gone quiet, I decided to go looking for him and make sure that he's not peeing on the walls. Oh, but he popped up on Twitter to brag. There he goes. Yeah, he went quiet for like 16 hours. I think it was a record. So here you go. Ding! Checking in with Dom. What do you got, El Presidente? Big victory moments ago in the all-Democrat county commissioner race, on same ballot as president, just thrown out because of a large-scale voter discrepancy. Clark County officials do not have confidence in their own election security. Major impact. And Trumpers are like, woo! Woo! Yeah! We won Nevada! Like, are you sure you won Nevada? Because I don't think that's what that means. Maybe Trump thinks he won Nevada, but that's not what happened. Hold on, let's follow this rabbit trail real quick, and then we're going to get into what's going on in all the other states and, how much time Donald Trump has left before he has to officially implode and go away. So this seems very scary. Let's click down. Clark County Commission just threw out an election that represents almost 1/6 of the total votes cast in Clark County because there were too many discrepancies to be sure that the results in that election can be certain. 153,000 votes in this election. Well, shit, that sounds frightening. Now I'm starting to worry Nevada might actually have a problem. Hold on. Clark County Registrar Joe Gloria on the Clark County Commission District C race. We found discrepancies that we can't explain that would cast a doubt on whether or not that margin of victory is solid. Clark County Registrar notes that the only race they have an issue with is the Commission District C race because of the 10-vote margin. That's the only race in the entire election we have any concern related to the outcome, and it's because of the margin. That's your tremendous victory, Donald Trump. There's one district race for a district commissioner slot that's decided by 10 votes, so they thought they would have a recount. And from that, you got big victory moments ago. Like, really? Wow. Donald Trump must be grasping. However, if you do give him that win, he is now 1 for 24, losing his previous 23 other legal challenges in 5 other states. I don't even know that Donald Trump had anything to do with this one, but congratulations, Donald Trump. It appears the Clark County Commissioner District C empty seat vacancy was only decided by 10 votes, so they want to recount it. Congratulations to you for nothing? So that's what Donald Trump's up to. Now you want to know why Donald Trump's flailing around and putting out messages about how awesome the Clark County Commissioner District C seat was? You want to see why he's focusing on that? Because the ass kicking that is currently going on across every other state is painful to watch, which is why we're going to watch it. Going down the line, number 1, Wisconsin. Trump faces approaching deadline for recount. County submitted its canvassed vote totals to the state election commission on Tuesday morning, starting the clock for President Donald Trump to file for a recount, as he has promised supporters he would. The canvassed totals showed Democrat Joe Biden beat Trump by 20,612 votes, which is about 0.6 of a point margin, close enough for Trump to file a recount. All he has to do to file the recount is fill out the paperwork and submit it with a $7.9 million check. And as we have covered here ad nauseum, Donald Trump don't pay for shit. He'll send out a ton of emails to his followers, 20 or 30 a day, asking for donations, because that doesn't really cost anything. But other than that, Donald Trump has no money. He's not paying anybody for jack shit. So it looks like Wisconsin off the board. Bye-bye, Wisconsin. Bye. Let's see, what else we got? Michigan. Here's a recap. Thanks, I could use a recap. Biden has more than 50% of the votes, Trump 47.9%, a margin of more than 2% total. It takes a little time to formally complete the election and the vote counting process, which is known as canvassing, essentially double-checking the results at a county level, and that is currently underway. Once that's complete, counties in the state will certify the election results. But Trump said he won. His campaign texted me and said the fight isn't over. Yes, and then he asked you if you would donate $10. On Thursday, USA Today reported a group of national election security experts that included the U.S. Department of Homeland Security's Cybersecurity and Infrastructure Security Agency and the National Association of State Election Directors said there was no widespread voting fraud during the election. Quote, there is no evidence that any voting system deleted or lost votes, changed votes, or was in any way compromised. Keep in mind that Trump's constant droning over the last few weeks of we're about to file the most tremendous legal action and everything's going to get changed. We just need to, get everything together. Everything he's filed so far has come down to a couple hundred affidavits and depositions of poll workers who were talking about discrepancies of how far away they were standing and the fact that they didn't provide enough lunch for people. So while all those small suits have been going on, Trump's been saying, don't worry, we got a huge one coming in the background. There was widespread election fraud, the whole system. The Democrats, those evil democrats, they organized a tremendous steal and they stole the election from me using the entire voting infrastructure of which technically I am in charge of because I am the president. So, not looking so good. Quote, all of the states with close results in the 2020 presidential race have paper records of each vote, allowing the ability to go back and count each ballot if necessary. This is an added benefit for security and resilience. This process allows for the identification and correction of any mistakes or errors. Then why is the Trump presidency filing so many lawsuits? In a recent media call, a spokesperson for the president's campaign indicated that each lawsuit is an effort to chip away at what they consider to be a substantial problem in each state. Quote, we do not think they are going to eat the apple in one bite, but a large part of these lawsuits is going to gather further information, campaign spokesman Tim Murtaugh said. Yes, they're fishing. They have nothing. They're fishing. They're trying to gather information to try to find something that they can make a substantial claim against so that Trump doesn't seem like a complete lunatic telling everybody he won, even though Joe Biden got more votes for president than any presidential candidate in the history of the United States of America, which is really embarrassing because if you remember a while back, Donald Trump said that if he ever lost to somebody like Joe Biden, it would be so embarrassing that he would have to leave the country. Hey, Don, if you need somebody to come help you come get your shit and you call Tyrone and he can't come by, holler at your boy. I'm more than happy to help you pack your shit. Cool. The Trump campaign filed a lawsuit on November 4th, asking a judge to temporarily stop the counting of votes until Republican poll challengers could gain access to ballot counting venues. The lawsuit made allegations that the Michigan Secretary of State was violating the Constitution and the GOP had a right to view video footage of voters putting ballots in drop boxes. Judge in the case disagreed. She called the campaign's evidence, quote, hearsay within hearsay, and noted its request of relief was moot since the state was essentially done counting ballots at that point. She denied the campaign's request for immediate relief. The campaign tried to appeal, but it didn't file the correct paperwork because of course it didn't. The Michigan Court of Appeals told the campaign it needed to provide these standard documents, such as a copy of the court order, or else it could not hear the appeal. A Trump campaign attorney said it will provide those documents at some point. So it doesn't look like Michigan's going too well, and Trump has a 2.5-point deficit to overcome, so poof. What do we got going on in Georgia? Their recount of nearly 5 million votes, which is more than 90% completed, and ends tomorrow night, turned up an extra 2,600 ballots on Monday in Floyd County in the state's northwest corner, which is a Trump stronghold. The error was not related to signature matching, but was caused by county election officials neglecting to upload the results of a set of ballots. However, the physical ballots were received, and this is why they do recounts. They found there was approximately a 3,000 vote discrepancy, figured out where there was a county that had roughly 3,000 votes, double-checked it, reran it, and they put it back through. Officials said the discovered ballots would cut Mr. Biden's statewide lead by nearly 1,000 votes, but still leave him more than 13,000 votes ahead of Trump. Georgia is one of 5 states that Biden captured from Trump en route to becoming president-elect. Biden has more than enough electoral votes to win the national election, even without Georgia's 16 electoral votes, because that is the size and the scope of the ass-kicking that sleepy Joe Biden dropped on Trump. Ow, that shit's gotta hurt. Ooh, ow. So, only one state left on the board, survey says. Trump's legal push to disrupt Pennsylvania's election results is on last legs. What his campaign is still fighting in court. While Trump's campaign continues to pursue legal challenges, there were no active cases left with enough ballots in question to reverse Joe Biden's 69,000 vote advantage in the state as of Monday afternoon. Trump campaign lawyers now say their goal isn't to overturn Biden's lead, but to whittle his lead down to 0.5 point and trigger an automatic recount, because just like in Wisconsin, Trump would have to pay for the recount at the current spread, and he can't afford to do that. And even if he could, he wouldn't, because Donald Trump doesn't spend his own money. He only spends your money. This week is likely to prove decisive in the one case on which the campaign has pinned its remaining hopes, a suit seeking a court order barring Pennsylvania from certifying its final vote tally. So that case, filed November 9th in Williamsport, is the case on which the Trump campaign is pinning its greatest hopes of delegitimizing Pennsylvania's final tally. The campaign lawyers have asked the U.S. District Judge to bar Kathy Bacavar, the state's top election official, from certifying the election results, saying the entire process of casting and counting ballots was so opaque and riddled with inconsistencies from county to county that no one can trust the outcome. This message brought to you by Donald Trump, the guy who wants you to trust him because he's so trustworthy. But a ruling in a separate case Friday at the U.S. Court of Appeals for the Third Circuit appears to have gutted the legal arguments on which that case is based. Originally filed last week by the campaign and 2 voters, the suit argues that votes in GOP-leaning counties were, quote, diluted by the state's inconsistently applied policies, which they claim unfairly favored Democrats. You know, like allowing people to vote and then put their ballot in a ballot box. Yeah, that totally favors Democrats because apparently Republicans don't own pencils or envelopes or a way to find out where the 793 ballot drop boxes in the state were located and which one was nearest them. Damn you, demon rats! The Third Circuit panel ruled in a case built on very similar arguments that private citizens don't have standing to sue as long as all the ballots in question were cast in accordance with state law and guidance issued by state elections officials. Trump's lawyers acknowledged the ruling delivered a significant blow and filed an amended version of the suit over the weekend that dropped many of its previous claims. Late Monday, just hours before a pivotal hearing, all the remaining attorneys representing the campaign withdrew from the case. they will be replaced by an unknown central Pennsylvania attorney. That's it, folks. Donald Trump's legal actions and his squawking and his yammering and his hollering, it's about to come to an end. He is 1 for 24. And the only thing he won, he didn't actually win, wasn't involved in, and it didn't get him any votes. The man has not turned over shit. This is game over, people. Now, before you all go doing your happy celebration dance, this is where I remind you that last night, Mike Pompeo had to fucking talk Trump down off a ledge because he was about to start bombing Iran. Yeah, Mike Pompeo. That guy. He's the voice of reason. He's the adult in the room now. Y'all had most assuredly best keep your head on a swivel and keep your eye on the prize. 2 months left. We gotta end this nightmare, people. I'm James. I'm out. Peace.